Hello everyone, welcome back to GK Today. This is Nuzhat Sana, and in today's session we will be discussing the most important current affairs for 24th of September 2024. On the screen you can see some important keywords that we would be covering in today's session. For example, we'll be talking about Swachhata-Hi-Seva campaign. Then we will see Jafar-Hassan recently became the new Prime Minister of which country. After that, we'll see some important points regarding Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanraksha Abhiyan, means Pradhan Mantri Asha scheme. Then we will see who is the first woman fighter pilot of Indian Air Force. After that, we will see some important points regarding State-of-the-Rhino report. Then we will see the venue for Global-Food-Regulators-Summit. After that, when do we observe Hyderabad-Liberation-Day, and at last we'll be talking about the venue for International Film Festival of India. Okay, so this is all about the things that we would be covering in today's session. Now, without taking any further time, let's get started. The very first question is, what is the theme of the Swachhata-Hi-Seva 2024 campaign? So the theme was, first option, Swabhav Swachhata Sanskar Swachhata. Okay, so this campaign ran from 17th of September up to 2nd of October 2024, and the theme was Swabhav Swachhata Sanskar Swachhata. This campaign basically aims to raise awareness and increase the public participation in the cleanliness activities, and it will focus on large scale cleanliness drives targeting the challenging and neglected waste areas in across the nation. Also, it acknowledges and honors the contributions of our sanitation workers. Here, President Draupadi Murmu attended the Safai Mitra Sammelan in Ujjain in the state of Madhya Pradesh on 19th of September 2024, and the Safai Mitra Sammelan was also organized as a part of the campaign's fortnightly activities that was initiated by the Indian government. Okay, so the theme for Swachhata-Hi-Seva campaign is Swabhav Swachhata Sanskar Swachhata, and this campaign ran from 17th of September up to 2nd of October. Fine. Now, in the next slide, we will be talking about some important days and events, where the first question is, recently where was the third session of India-Zimbabwe Joint Trade Committee held? This meeting took place in New Delhi. What is the theme of World Environment Day 2024? We celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th of June. And this year the host was Saudi Arabia, and the theme was land restoration, desertification and drought resilience. Recently, which country hosted high-level international meetings on anti-doping in sport? This country is India. Which day is observed as World Refugee Day every year? Answer is 20th of May. Every year on which date International Day of Epidemic Preparedness is observed? This day is observed on 27th of December. Which Indian state recently inaugurated the Dhami Against the Drugs campaign? Answer here is Uttarakhand. Recently, United Nations General Assembly has proclaimed which day as the International Day of the Marker? The correct answer here is 24th of May. Okay. Now, moving to question number 2. Recently, Jafar-Hassan has become the new Prime Minister of which country? He became the new Prime Minister of the country Jordan. Okay. Currently, who is the King of Jordan? This is Abdullah II, and he has appointed Jafar-Hassan as the new Prime Minister of the country Jordan. With this, he has replaced Bashar Khaswane. Okay. So, Jafar-Hassan was instructed to support the Palestinians, and also he will be focusing on reducing the economic impact of the Gaza war. Hassan will also address the decline in tourism, which is a vital sector for the Jordan's economy. Jordan is located in the Middle East, between Asia, Africa and Europe. It is bordered by the countries Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, then there is Israel and the West Bank of Palestine. Okay. Simply you have to remember that Jafar-Hassan recently became the new Prime Minister of the country Jordan, and he has replaced Bashar Khaswane. Okay. Now, in the next slide, we'll be talking about some important persons that were in news. The first question is, recently which Japanese animator has been honored with the prestigious Raymond Magsaysay Award of 2024? This award has been given to Hayao Miyazaki, and he is from the country Japan. Recently, the winners of the 17th National Film Awards were announced by which ministry? This award was announced by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Which organization recently awarded Captain Abhilash Rawat and his crew of oil tanker Marlene Luanda for exceptional bravery in Red Sea mission? Answer is International Maritime Organization. The next is Sundar Rajan Padmanabhan, who recently passed away, was the former chief of which armed force? He was the former chief of Indian Army. Recently, who received the 2024 Best Green Bond Corporate Award at the Asset AAA Awards for Sustainable Finance? The correct answer is REC Limited, who has been appointed as the non-executive chairman and independent director of the National Payments Corporation of India. So the new non-executive chairman and independent director of NPCI is Ajay Kumar Chaudhary, recently who has been elected as the new president of the European Council of the European Union. The correct answer here is Antonio Costa. Okay. Now moving to question number 3. What is the main objective of PM Asha scheme, means Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan, that was recently seen in the news? Actually, why this scheme came into news? Because the Union Cabinet has recently extended the Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan price support scheme in agriculture until 2025 to 2026, and PM Asha ensures the fair prices for the farmers' produce, and the scheme has 3 components, and the states can choose which to implement. So under the price support scheme, the central agencies like, for example, NAFED and the Food Corporation of India will actually procure the pulses, oilseeds and copra with state support. Further, the central government will cover the procurement cost and any losses as per the norms. Okay, so basic objective of PM Asha scheme is to ensure the remunerative prices to the farmers for their produce. Okay, here we talked about the NAFED, and what is the full form of NAFED? It stands for National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. Okay, and NAFED operates primarily under which ministry? It works under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Okay. And if we talk about the Food Corporation of India, what is the main purpose of FCI? Main purpose is to ensure the food security and managing the public distribution system. And the headquarters of FCI is located in New Delhi, India. Okay. Now in the next slide, we'll be talking about some important government schemes. The first question is, Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi scheme is administered by which ministry? This scheme is administered by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. What is the main objective of open market sale scheme, recently seen in the news? Main objective is to ensure the food security and control market prices during the lean seasons. Ladli Bahina scheme is launched by which Indian state? Answer is Madhya Pradesh. Recently, which state government has launched an initiative to support the young entrepreneurs named as MUA scheme? This state is Uttar Pradesh. Which state government recently launched Mukhyamantri Mayan Samman Yojana? Answer here is Jharkhand state. The Namaste portal that was recently seen in the news is related to which one of the following fields? Namaste portal is associated with traditional medicines. Mukhyamantri Ladli Bahina Yojana was launched in which Indian state? Mukhyamantri Ladli Bahina Yojana has been launched by the state of Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Moving to next question. Which state is the host of the 55th edition of International Film Festival of India in 2024? So basically, the 55th International Film Festival of India will be held in Goa from 20th to 28th of November in the year 2024. Okay, and in this year's edition, a new section called the Best Debut Indian Film section will be introduced so as to support the young filmmakers, and this category will feature up to 5 debut feature films, giving new talent a platform to showcase their work. And if we talk about the Goa, which is a traditional host for IFFI, it continues to attract the filmmakers, actors and the cinema lovers from across the globe. Okay, so which state is the host for 55th edition of International Film Festival of India in 2024? This is the state of Goa. Okay, now in the next slide, we will be talking about some important summits and conferences along with their venues. The first question is, recently, where was the 4th Rashtriya Hindi Vigyan Sammelan 2024 held? It took place in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Recently, where was the first International Dairy Federation Asia Pacific Summit held? This summit took place in Kochi in the state of Kerala. Recently, where was the Shangri-La Dialogue or the Asian Security Summit held? This summit took place in Singapore. Where was the 112th session of International Labour Conference of International Labour Organization held recently? Answer is Geneva in Switzerland. What is the theme for the World Health Assembly 2024? The theme for this assembly was All for Health, Health for All. Where was the 7th session of the Codex Committee on Spices and Culinary Herbs held? The session took place in Kochi. Recently, where was the Nepal-India International Sanskrit Conclave held? Answer here is Kathmandu in the state of Nepal. Fine. Moving to question number 5. Recently, who has become the first woman fighter pilot to join the Indian Air Force's Elite 18 Flying Bullets Squadron? This is also the women empowerment related question, hence why it is important. So basically, squadron leader Mohana Singh became the first woman fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force's Elite 18 Flying Bullets Squadron, flying the indigenously made LCA Tejas fighter jet. Okay. So she participated in the Tarang Shakti exercise as well that took place in Jodhpur, where she instructed the vice chiefs of the army and navy on the LCA Tejas. Here you can see the picture of Mohana Singh. So Mohana Singh recently became the first woman fighter pilot to join the Indian Air Force's Elite 18 Flying Bullets Squadron. Now in the next slide we'll be talking about some defense related news, where the first question is, recently which country successfully test fired an air surface anti-radiation missile named as Rudram-1? Rudram-1 missile belongs to the country India. Recently, who has been appointed as the next Chief of Army Staff? This is Upendra Dwivedi. What is the name of the Indian Coast Guard ship that recently made a port call in Vietnam as part of its overseas deployment to the ASEAN countries? This is Samudra Prahar. Which country hosts the International Air Exercise Tarang Shakti 2024? The country is India and it took place in Jodhpur. Okay. Recently, where was the Naval Exercise Cutlass Express 2024 held? Answer is Seychelles. Dustlick Joint Military Exercise is conducted between which two countries? Dustlick is between India and Uzbekistan. Alexandria, a port city recently seen in the news due to the visit of Ines Tabor, is located in which country? Recently, Ines Tabor has visited the Alexandria and it lies in the country Egypt. Okay. Coming to question number 6. Which organization recently published the report named as State-of-the-Rhino 2024 report? This report has been given by B Option International Rhino Foundation. Okay, so they have published this report named as State-of-the-Rhino 2024 report. Basically, this report highlights the positive trends for the great one-horned rhinos, and their population has increased by 20% in the last decade, and now it exceeds 4,000. So they are found in the Indo-Nepal Terai, northern West Bengal and Assam. India has currently 3,262 greater one-horned rhinos as per the 2021 data, and mostly they lie in Assam. So over 90% of them are in the Kaziranga National Park, which lies in Assam. Okay. So State of the Rhino report is given by International Rhino Foundation, and you do not need to remember all this data for your one-day exam. Okay. Now in the next slide we will be talking about some important reports and indices, where the first question is, which organization recently released the State of the Global Air 2024? This report is given by Health Effects Institute. As per the recent report, what was the percentage increase in India's mineral production in December 2023? Answer is 5.1%. Okay. What is the position of India in the Global Gender Gap Index 2024? India stands at 129 position in this Global Gender Gap Index. According to IQ Air, which city has recently been ranked as the most polluted city globally? As per IQ Air, the city of Kathmandu is the most polluted city at global level. Which ministry recently released the 25th edition of Women and Men in India 2023 report? Answer is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Which organization recently released the Global Trends Report Forced Displacement in 2023? Answer is United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. And the last question here is, recently which organization released the Trends in World Military Expenditure 2023 report? This report is given by SIPRI, means Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Okay. Moving to question number 7. India hosts the second edition of the Global-Food-Regulators-Summit in which city? The correct answer is B option, New Delhi. India has hosted the second Global Food Regulators Summit from 19th to 21st of September in New Delhi. It is organized by Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Okay, and it is organized under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So basically, the delegates from over 70 countries are expected, with 5,000 attending in person and 1.5 lakh joining virtually. And the summit aims to enhance the global collaboration on food safety, risk assessment and regulatory strategies. So FSSAI will launch new initiatives like Food Import Rejection Alert Portal, Food Import Clearance System 2.0 and update the State Food Safety Index of 2024. Okay, so India hosted the second edition of the Global-Food-Regulators-Summit in the city of New Delhi. Fine. Talking about the body FSSAI, full form is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and it was established in the year 2008. Under which ministry does it operate? So it works under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay. Now here let's see some national current affairs. The first question is, recently which Indian city created a world record by planting 11 lakh saplings in a day? This record has been created by Indore, Madhya Pradesh. What is the theme of Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain 2024 campaign? Correct answer is Nari Shakti se Jal Shakti. Which ministry recently released the national curriculum for early childhood care and education 2024 titled as Aadhar Shila? This ministry is Women and Child Development Ministry. Which department has recently launched One Day One Subscription Initiative for Research Access? This is Department of Atomic Energy. Recently the Election Commission of India launched which application to facilitate easier voting for the persons who are above 85 years of age and PWDs with 40%? Answer is Saksham application. AIM ICDK Water Challenge 4.0 is an initiative of which organization? It is an initiative of Niti Aayog. Then last is Perunga Manalur massacre is associated with which Indian state? So answer is Tamil Nadu. Okay. Moving to question number 8. Who became the first Pakistani woman to be nominated to the ICC International Panel of Development Umpires? Correct answer is A option, Salima Imtiaz. This is an extremely important question. Salima Imtiaz became the first Pakistani woman to be nominated to the ICC International Panel of Development Umpires. She started her umpiring career in 2008 with PCB Women's Panel, and she officiated in 2022 Asia Cup and 2023 ACC Emerging Women's Cup. Also, she has officiated in 22 T20 internationals, including the Women's Asia Cup finals that took place in Dambulla. Okay. So Salima Imtiaz became the first Pakistani woman to be nominated to the ICC International Panel of Development Umpires. In the next slide, we'll be talking about some sport related news, where the first question is, recently which Indian stadium becomes the first BCCI accredited venue with a new hybrid pitch? This Indian stadium is Himachal Pradesh Cricket Association Stadium. Recently, Indian hammer thrower Rachna Kumari has been banned for how many years for doping? For doping, she has been banned for 12 years. Recently, which country won the Kawa Women's Volleyball Nations League 2024? Answer here is India. Recently, who won the Norway Chess Tournament 2024 with 17.5 points? This tournament was won by Magnus Carlsen. And Magnus Carlsen is from which country? He is from Norway. Who won the men's singles title at the 2024 Wimbledon Tennis Championship? The correct answer is Carlos Alcaraz, who is from the country Spain. And who won the women's title at this championship? This was Barbora Krejcikova. Okay. Chandru Ji, who recently clinched the WBC India Cruiserweight Championship title, belongs to which Indian state? He is from Tamil Nadu. Who has been selected as the torch bearer for the 2024 Paris Olympics? This is Abhinav Bindra. Okay. Moving to question number 9. Recently, Hyderabad-Liberation-Day is celebrated on which day? The correct answer is B option, 17th of September. Hyderabad-Liberation-Day is celebrated annually on 17th of September. Basically, it commemorates the day in 1948 when the princely state of Hyderabad was incorporated into the Indian Union, ending the rule of the Nizam. And this day honors the martyrs of the Hyderabad liberation movement and the sacrifices which are made by the freedom fighters to liberate the region from the Nizam's rule. Also, it helps to instill a sense of patriotism in the younger generation. Okay, so Hyderabad Liberation Day is celebrated on 17th of September. Now let's see some environment and biodiversity related news. Four-ringed butterfly was discovered in which national park? It was found in Namdapha National Park and it lies in Arunachal Pradesh. Which state government recently issued an order to Forest Development Corporation to plant eucalyptus trees for its financial sustenance in 2024-25? This is Kerala. What is Thana tourism recently stayed in the news? It is visiting locations associated with death, suffering, tragedy or something unusual. What is green taxonomy? Recently seen in the news. What do you understand by the term green taxonomy? It is basically a system for categorizing environmentally friendly investment. Then next is Jaldapara National Park, which was seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This national park lies in West Bengal. Chaliyar river originates from which hills? This river originates from Alambalari hills. Recently, which state has established the world's first conservation and breeding center for the Asian king vultures? This is the state Uttar Pradesh. Okay. And now coming to last question. Recently, which country has announced the plans to cull 200 elephants due to severe drought? This is an extremely important question and miserable question as well. Here answer is C option, Zimbabwe. So basically Zimbabwe plans to cull 200 elephants to help feed communities which are facing severe hunger due to the worst drought in last 40 years. So El Nino induced drought affected 68 million people in southern Africa, causing widespread food shortages, and the cull which was the first since 1988 will occur in different districts of the country Zimbabwe, and it follows the Namibia's recent cull of 83 elephants. So the culling aims to provide food and reduce the elephant population, which exceeds the park's capacity of 55,000. Zimbabwe has more than 84,000 elephants, and they had been advocating for the reopening of ivory trade to manage its stockpiles. Okay, so Zimbabwe country has announced the plans to cull 200 elephants due to severe drought. Now at last, let's have a look at some international current affairs, and in this we will see some important countries that were in news in the past few weeks or months. Recently, which Gulf country launched the first ever Hindi radio broadcast? The correct answer is Kuwait. Recently, which country has released the first tranche of $2.5 million to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East? This is India. MSC Aries ship is associated with which country? This ship belongs to Israel. The next is Torkham border marks the boundary between which two countries? Answer is Pakistan and Afghanistan. Indus Water Treaty is a treaty signed between which two countries? Answer is India and Pakistan. Port of Cartagena is located in which country? This port lies in Spain. And last is Sheikh Hasina, who recently secured a record 4th consecutive term as Prime Minister of Bangladesh, belongs to which political party? This is a question from January actually, and now you can see how riots have been accelerated in the country Bangladesh, because of which Sheikh Hasina has to flee the country, and the correct answer here is Awami League. And now Sheikh Hasina has also resigned from her post. Okay. So this is all about today's session. We have covered the 10 current affairs for today as well as 70 revision questions from past 6 to 8 months. Fine. So I hope you are liking the new pattern, and now I would like to wind up the session with some homework, and the questions today are related to the government schemes. Here on the screen you can see 7 questions. Please read each of the questions carefully and try to answer them in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your answers. And now before concluding, let me also remind you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in the GKToday Android application. So if you want the PDF of the lecture, you can subscribe to that course by paying a very nominal fees. Also, if you feel that my speed was little fast during the session, you can always use the feature of the YouTube, and you can reduce the playback speed. Fine. So now we will be meeting tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Nuzhat Sana signing off.